How far would you go to save animals? Would you spend a fortune, sell your houses, your car, sacrifice your own health? Probably not. But that's what Ms. Karina Suarez did, the founder of Mama's Cradle Animal Sanctuary in Laguna. A former OFW, she used to donate to charitable institutions, animal shelters, and individual animal rescuers until she decided to do it herself. And she doesn't mince words when it comes to people using animals for selfish gains. I'm Rochelle Rubio, and this is The Advocates, Empowering Voices. She had it all: a successful business in Japan, real estate investments, and a comfortable life to support her family. But Karina Suarez walked away from it all for animals no one else would. In her pursuit to save the neglected and the wounded, she sold not just one, but 3 house and lot properties. She gave up her comfort, her fortune, her stability for creatures who can never pay her back, but who needed her the most. Karina, a strong, independent trans woman, is the heart behind Mama's Cradle Animal Sanctuary, a shelter in Cavinti, Laguna, built with compassion and sacrifice. This is her story.
I do things which is not the norm of what they do. For example, nung araw, rescue fundraising, kasama ka sa group chat, and it takes them like a week. Patay na yung aso. Is this the way you work? Parang napofrustrate ako na, sige, may sasakyan kasi ako. Nagpa-fundraising. I don't know why sa modern times, well, of course, we all need money. Kahit naman ako ngayon, dahil naubusan na rin ako, I also need money. Kasi may mga pinapagkumot ka to sustain 200 plus animals, plus the helpers. Malaki yung overhead. Ako lang mag-isa ang nagsusupport. Ako yung breadwinner. I sold 3 house and lots, 1 Fortuner, lahat ng alahas, antique furnitures. I used to be rich. Ngayon nakatira na ako sa bundok. I used to live in a 4-story building, residential building, tapos lahat doon may landing at saka may terrace. So napuno ko yung bahay. Nung una, naghahanap ako kung saan pwedeng kasi sabi ko, hindi naman ako shelter and I have my family with me. Ako yung breadwinner din eh. Tapos meron akong 2 PW din kapatid. Senior yung nanay ko. Yung parang nakiusap na ako, tiisin nyo na lang, parang ganun. Parang siguro nangyari lang yon dahil because akin yung bahay, ako nagpatayo noon nung nag-abroad ako. Kaya walang kumontra.
How did Mama's Cradle Animal Sanctuary came to be?
Mama's Cradle was not formally built. It just came as a spur of the moment. But prior to that, I have always been in human charities before, mas active sa human charities after I returned from overseas. I lived in Japan for several years. And then after human charities, I felt that I'm not getting as fulfilled as I should be. Na parang laging may questions, may mga why. I was just doing stray feeding. Laging may lamang pong pagkain ng aso o pusa, yung kotse ko, may tubig. Tapos whenever I travel, along the way, bago ako umuwi, lagi ako nag-feeding ng mga aso at pusa. I've always been an animal lover all my life. So it started like I was supporting, siyempre nung umuwi ako galing abroad, may pera pa. I was helping other rescuers. Kukunti pa noon, more than a decade ago. I am not a sanctuary or a shelter that was built from donations o yung pinasa lang ng dating nag-establish na foreigner dito sa Philippines. I think you know the story of some of the bigger groups here. For me, I started from scratch.
At first, Ms. Karina provided financial support to animal rescuers. However, after encountering individuals whom she felt were not fully genuine in their advocacy, she decided to take matters into her own hands and began rescuing animals herself.
Many people report and you see the voice of these people or the image of these people who are the head or the admins of these organizations. And you hear their stories as relate to them. When I started posting in social media, it's been years I've been doing this and then parang sa social media, hindi masyado pa. Nung I started posting, ang daming nainis, ang daming nagalit. Maybe because sabi ko nga, what's wrong? Ano ba yung problema? There's always competition. Kahit hindi ka nakikipag-compete, sabi ko, I do not compete with you. I compete with myself. You feel like parang nasa ibang bansa, kayo donate to Bahay Kalinga, sa Lord Sagaray. You send money, akala mo nakatulong ka na. And yet, Nung nandito ako, it's not just that. Kasi gusto ko malaman what's going on sa mismong problema. What can we do to raise it to a higher level? Parang ganun kasi yung attitude ko ba sa buhay na parang hindi tayo nagiging ganun ka-effective. It's not just rescuing for the sake of saying you rescued. Ang daming active na mag-rescue pero wala silang trabaho. They depend on what you pay them to rescue. Minsan pa
Yes.
nahuli ko pa na nagbigay ka na, magkano yung transpo? Malapit lang, within Pasig. Taga Pasig siya. 750, ma'am. Okay, provide ako ng 750, pakikuha na. Tapos hahatid na sa vet para ma-check up. May nagsumbong sa akin na yung reporter, ma'am, nagpunta siya, nandun yung aso, pero umupo lang siya, nakapagkwentuhan. Hindi niya hinuli. Naghingi na naman siya ng for transpo kasi wala daw yung aso. Hindi niya alam na kausap ko yung reporter. Ang dami-daming anong the way, yun yung first kong realization. Tapos yung sabi ko, tagal niyo mag-rescue, mamamatay na yung aso. Tapos kwentuhan, chismisan sa group chat. Parang, this is not the way I want to work.
They say if you want something done right, do it yourself. And that's exactly what Miss Karina did. Disappointed by others, she began rescuing animals using her own resources. But despite her efforts, she faces harsh criticism from haters on social media.
I'm just trying to do my best. I don't try to, nag-avoid na nga ako sa mga group chat na ganyan kasi it's so frustrating. Tapos kasi di ba, pag you're on the ground, alam mo yung feel alam mo yung pulso. They hate me some people do not like me because I do things that they do not. I just do not report and post in social media kasi I'm very hands-on. Ako yung caregiver, ako breadwinner. Para makatipid kami, nasa vet kami. Pag nakita kaya ko na to, ano lang yung mga vitals natin, ganito, ano yung reseta, uwi ko na po kasi kulang ako sa budget this time. Ako magpapatuloy ng gamutan. I do that. Yun yata yung sabi ko nga, when you do it better or ginalingan mo, marami kang kaaway, maraming magagalit, naiinis sa'yo. Kasi they see you as parang in a social media world, tapos pareho kayo ng ginagawa, tapos everyone is like trying to be makilala at makita sa social media and pakitang compassionate ka and everyone is asking for donations. So it boils down to donations. Nagulat ako, some of the people who send me messages, sabi niya, noon ka pa namin nakikita. Kasi nung nagtanong kami, sino nag-rescue nun sa asong gusto namin tulong? Ay, si Karina po. Yeah, she doesn't need donations, mayaman yan. Ay, do not help her, she's a breeder. Ay, do not donate to her, she's an LGBT.
Looking back, Miss Karina's compassion for animals began in childhood when she would rescue birds, kittens, and other creatures in need.
Bata pa ako, nagre-rescue na ako mga ibon. Alam mo yung sa school, yung mga ibon, mga sisiw na kinukulayan. Pagtapos nilang bihan, kakawawain na lang, iiwan na lang, di ba? I've been taking them in kahit bata pa ako. Inaalagaan ko, meron pa ako bibi na napalaki ko, nasa loob ng bahay. Katabi ko matulog. Kahit bawal sa akin, napagalitan ko kasi may asthma ako nung bata.
Before fully embracing the role of an animal rescuer, she was deeply involved in caring for and exhibiting Pomeranian dogs. But how did she go from joining dog shows to saving abandoned cats and dogs?
I used to be a dog show exhibitor, mga Pomeranians. Lumalaban kami hanggang ibang bansa. I am the mother of Mugen Pomeranians here in the Philippines. Na pinakasikat na nag-show, naglalaban, competition, confirmation yon. Hindi siya yung fashion show or what. It's scientific and may standard ng ng quality sa structure, movement, ganyan, soundness, ganyan. Technical din in a way na I'm on top of the game. We're the top winners and kami number 1 Pomeranian sa Philippines for several years. During that time, ayun, feeding na ako. Yung parang, going back to your question of ba't ko nag-umpisahan, nakita ko yung what's going on sa mga rescuers. Ang daming scams. Nung pag nananalo kami, kahit sa ibang bansa, international dog shows, sumasali pa ako, nagko-compete kami Italy, Thailand. Kami representative ng Philippines sa World Dog Show. Kilala ako worldwide sa Pomeranian. And then I turned my back. I was living a life of luxury noon, ma'am. Meron akong POA license agency. May sarili akong club sa Japan noon.
Miss Karina admits that her shift was partly fueled by her growing concern over individuals who, she believes, use animal rescue as a source of income rather than a true act of compassion. She said she began drawing flack online after she spoke out about this practice.
these exposés about people making money, rescuing and sheltering. And I tell them na, why do you keep on taking in more when you cannot feed them anymore and you do not have regular jobs? Not sustainable. Kung kami nga na may kaya, nanghirap na, naubusan na. And what about you? I mean, who suffers here? Sagot na pati bahay nyo, gastos nyo sa everyday is damay na sa donation sa mga animals.
She laments that some rescuers fail to update their donors about the status of the animals they've rescued.
Kung ang magre-rescue naman, alam nyo namang madami na. Bakit yung bayaan sila pa ang kumuha? Hindi naman maaalagaan at matututukan after. So, and true to form, yun nga yung nangyari. Sabi ko, I always speak of resibo. I do not speak of the resibo na papel. I speak of ano nangyari dun sa aso after rescue. That is the real resibo. Buhay ba? How does he look now? Is he healthy now? Is he still alive? Nung nag-expose ako ng mga ganyan, maraming hindi makapagbigay ng update. Pag mag-rescue pa sila o tatanggap ng pinarescue, nagpapapirma na ma'am. Which is parang red flag, di ba? Papapirmahin mo yung nagpa-rescue na nagdala diyan. Sila sumagot ng transpo, nag-abot pa ng dog food or money. Ma'am, may pipirmahan kang waiver that they will not be entitled to get updates. There will be no updates about this dog.
Just days before the pandemic lockdown in March 2020, Ms. Karina set up feeding stations for stray and abandoned animals. She made it a point to visit them daily, ensuring the animals had food and clean water.
Sa pagkain, I will provide food. And sabi niya, sige, ako na lang magsasagot ng food, which is good. Tapos, along the highways from Pagsanhan, nung mas may pera pa, pagpasok ko ng Kalamba hanggang sa Cavinti, Laguna, ang dami kong feeding. Yung pandemya, I was able to get a pass. Ako yung sarado lahat ng establishments along the highway. Ang daming naiwang mga animals, lalo yung mga talyer, mga ganyan. Sila yung maraming aso at saka pusa. And they don't have anything to eat, not even garbage. Kasi walang mga nag-o-open. So, araw-araw akong naglalagari sa highway, creating feeding stations na may makakain yung mga. That was 2 days before the March 15, the initial malakihang lockdown. Nag-start po ako. At dinala ko na rin yung mga rescues ko unti-unti sa Laguna kasi nga yung restriction sa city masyadong mahigpit.
What's a typical day like at Mama's Cradle Animal Sanctuary?
Kapag merong mga may sakit, gising ako every 2 or 3 hours. Like yung mga kittens o yung may mga medications ng hanggang alas 12 ng gabi o alauna na kasi may mga ikinakalat na gamot. Sa mismong yung tinayo kong space na dapat bahay ko sanang maliit. Sabi ko may office na maliit, merong living room, may konting kainan, may kusina. Tapos sa taas, may hindi natapos na naging terrace na lang na puro trapal. Tapos may maliit na room na 5 by 3 meters na naging storage ng mga beddings, yung mga bedding ng mga aso. Mahamog sa amin sa Cavinti. Sa bundok kasi kami and wet, talagang mahamog, malamig, maginaw. Meron lang isang sofa, doon ako natutulog. Tapos kung sino yung mga tinututukan, may sakit kasama ko sa loob kasi hindi malamig, sinasarado yung pinto. Nangyari na, ako na nga, pag mga may sakit, ako po lahat.
What do they feed their rescues? Aside from dog and cat food, they prepare home-cooked meals with vegetables and meat every day. It's a demanding and time-consuming task. But for Miss Karina, it's worth the effort if it means better health for the animals.
We feed our dogs and cats gulay. Hinahalo namin sa cat food, dog food. I have been promoting that and ngayon kahit mga shelters nagbibigay na rin sila. Pag walang budget, ulo ng manok o dugo ng manok. So that's protein source at saka pampalasa. Parang aadobohin ko ng konti na less ang toyo para hindi maalat. Sa suka, I use also organic na suka, sukang kaong dito sa amin marami. I buy wholesale sa bagsakan ng gulay. Nag-iikot pa ako sa farms.
With everything she juggles each day, one might wonder how Miss Karina manages to fulfill all her responsibilities at Mama's Cradle.
Kasi minimum 10 kilos po ang kuhaan. Huwag nila sa akin sa animal welfare sa social media si Wonder Woman, si Darna. Nakita nila ako ng umaga na nag-post ako ng ganyan, on my way to ganyan. At sabi, nagbababay ako sa asong may sakit na ganito, namili muna ako ng ibang kailangan ng umaga, tapos mamaya nakita nila ako, nasa SLEX na ako, tapos makita nila ako, nasa Bambang ako at sa Divisoria, namimili ng supplies, tapos may pinick up ng mga kung ano-ano dun sa na mga scrap materials, namumulot din ako. Yung mga construction materials pag nagiba ng bahay o yung garahe, akin na lang po yung lumang polycarbonate. Doon ako nag-umpisa kasi ang laki ng lote. At magaling ako dyan because an LGBT person na self-made mom knows how to make ways, find ways.
She once dreamed of becoming a doctor, but her parents couldn't afford to send her to medical school, so she carved out a different path, building a successful life as an OFW in Japan and making her fortune there. Now back in the Philippines, she's fulfilling that dream in her own way, saving lives not as a doctor, but through the compassion and care she gives as an animal rescuer, nursing her rescues back to health.
Ang dami ko pong mga critical cases na talagang in the annals of animal rescues here in the Philippines, even the other rescuers know na pag ako usapang rescue, kasi I also work with vets, kasi volunteer ako sa mga libreng kapon eh, malalayong lugar. Kaya sanay ako and I do research, I study, frustrated doctor ako, gusto ko mag-aral, kaso nga lang namatay ang tatay ko, wala akong pang-aral na ng medicine. Yung dream ko na makapagligtas, na maggamot, natupad, nangyari doon. And until now, at this very moment, nandito ako sa Parañaque ngayon, yung fulfillment na nakatulong ka, yung may nagawa ka, sobra ang lakas-lakas ng high, yung sarap ng pakiramdam, yung ni-rescue mo, tapos nabuhay, tapos ngayon ang ganda na.
Ms. Karina also emphasized the importance of having a partner veterinarian who views animal welfare not as a business opportunity, but as a genuine calling to serve. Through such partnerships, she shared that they were able to organize the first Mascapon program in Cavinti, Laguna.
Important talaga meron kang katrabahong vet. So, at saka hindi ka negosyo kasi they see and they know how far you go. Dumadalaw nga sila, ma'am. Pumupunta sila sa amin, magtitipon siya ng mga vets at saka estudyante. Magkakapon sila sa amin. The first ever na sa Cavinti, Laguna, and it's a third class community, the first ever kapon, I started it. And ngayon, every year meron kami. Ito nga, nakadalawa pa kami in a year eh. As far as Kalatagan, ako din nag-conduct doon. Yung mga kaibigan ko, sige na, sama na kayo kasi may beach resort sila, doon tayo matutulog. Yun na lang yung compensation, fresh air, parang ganyan, ini-entice ko sila na parang at the same time, R&R nyo na, ma-relax kayo. Ganyan ang ginagawa ko. And they don't ask for transportation money. Walang bayad lahat. Gamot, may dala silang gamot. Tapos kami, kung ano lang yung kulang na gamot, kami mag-provide. Pagkain lang nila.
According to various reports, an estimated 13 million animals are homeless in the Philippines as of 2024. This staggering figure fuels Ms. Karina's advocacy for spaying and neutering alongside responsible pet ownership. She also calls for the passage of stronger laws to help curb the country's growing stray population.
I've been working with the barangays also with the pag-save nung kasi maghanap ng adopters. Ang dami nagsusurrender, paulit-ulit yung mga merong alagang mga manok sa mga subdivision, sa may mga panabong na manok. Lagi sila yung mga mikaya to ha. Surrender ng aso pag lumaki na. And yet hindi sila nagpapakapon. So sabi ko nga, there should be a law. Kasi sabi ko, ang laking cause, one of the big causes ng ating dami ng stress are the irresponsible pet owners. Pagkatapos magkasakit na ililigaw na, tapos kukuha na naman ng bago, tuta pa. And that cycle just goes on and on. Tapos hindi nakapon ng anak, pag dumami, pamimigay o tatapon, liligaw.
She also advocates for the regulation of animal shelters and rescuers, provisions she hopes will be included in the revised Animal Welfare Act should the bill be refiled and revisited in Congress. Ms. Karina was among the animal welfare advocates invited to share insights on the proposed legislation, which has faced opposition from various sectors for a number of reasons.
We no longer rescue them kasi ang dami-dami ng maliliit na shelters and rescuers, and everyone is like asking for food and money. Hindi mo masusupport. Ang daming nagtatayo. As of this talk, as we talk now, ilan yung nanghihingi ngayon para lilipat sila ng lugar para makapag-rescue sila ng mas madami. May mga lumalabas po na matagal na palang patay, pero continuous yung donation. May iba nagsusupport sa isang rescue, nagdo-donate sila. monthly. Kasi parang may condition yung ibang nagre-rescue at saka shelter na monthly, magkukunin ko yan, pero magbibigay kayo ng monthly. Ko-collect pa sila. Tapos yung iba naman, ay, busy lang ma'am, hindi makapagbigay-bigay ng update. It's either nakawala o patay na rin. Nag-ikot ako ng shelters before that, so I have confidence to speak about this. Ako, nagbibigay ako ng dog food, nagbibigay ako ng gamot. Nakita ko yung reality. Tapos sabi, hindi namin matiis. It's always the excuse, awa, nakakaawa. Hindi kaya namin tiis, hindi namin kaya ipikit ang mata. Nasa group chat kami niyan, ma'am. Ano sabi ko sa kanila? Hindi mo matiis yung nakita mo sa social media, pero yung mga aso mo na araw-araw ka nang hihingi, nakakaawa ang mga itsura, ang papayat, mga galisin, mga may sakit, tapos wala kayong pangkain sa araw-araw, hindi ka naaawa sa kanila. What's the difference between ang isang mahirap na tao na 10 o 100 ang anak? Tapos, pag ba ganun na kadami, hindi mo nga mapag-aral, kinakapos kayo ng pagkain, aampun ka pa ng 100.
In collaboration with local government units, Mama's Cradle has also been spearheading kapon and vaccination drives for animals.
O gagawa kaming project, sige kami sasagot ng ganito. Tawag kayo sa munisipyo, kakusapin din namin yung vaccinator sa agriculture ng livestock. Sila ang magbabakuna sa mga aso at pusa.
How far has she gone in sacrificing her own needs for the animals in her care? Miss Karina gave up not only her real estate properties and SUV, but also her own well-being. At one point, she could barely afford a proper meal, surviving on nothing more than a pack of hopya.
It may not be normal na ayokong sabihin na gano'n na parang, I no longer care. I don't think so much of myself. Puro sila na lang. Minsan nga yung there was this video na dapat magla-live lang ako. Nasa biyahe ako papuntang Laguna. Hindi pa ako nagla-lunch, 3:00 na. Pagtingin ko sa wallet ko, oops, toll. Kasi hindi ako nakapag-load gasolina. Nasa service station ako sa Shell, sa may bandang bukana ng Laguna yon, di ba, after Alabang, sa kanan. Ang ending, hindi ako hopya, I will build a haven for these animals na hindi kayo siksikan, yung kahit may fencing tayong ganyan, pwede kayong tumakbo, maghabulan, na safe kayo. Yung nga nung umpisa, nung kulang-kulang, kasi pag malakas yung hangin, yung mga gilid, mababasa kami. Pag walang pera, nanghihingi ako ng mga lumang yero, yung lumang polycarbonate na sira-sira, pang-walling yun, para hindi sila maapyasa ng ulan. I went that far. If you will look back, makikita nyo doon na naghakot ako sa pick-up akong mag-isa. This is my proof and my documentation na I went as far as this. Tapos a lot of people in animal welfare will say na pa-fame lang ako.
With her health no longer at its best, Miss Karina carries a quiet fear. What will happen to her rescues if something happens to her? Their future, she admits, is what weighs on her the most.
Lagi na ako natutumba. That's what, lately nagpo-post ako na natatakot ako. Ano pag hindi ko? Ano pag may nangyari sa akin? Wala pa akong right of way sa tataas. Hindi makapasok yung sasakyan. Merong path, pag gabi na, tapos marami kang bitbit, tapos mahamog kasi pagdating ng 5:00, mahamog na yung lupa. Basa na siya, yung mga damo. May mga fractures ako dito. Ayun, ito. Kaya siya balok, may tambok na hospital ako dyan, nag-crack siya. May crack ako sa ribs. Ilang beses na akong, kasi nga doon ako dumadaan, madudulas, tapos syempre matanda ka na, marupok na. Ang dami kong hairline fractures. Pero I just keep on going on with tapos may scoliosis pa, may denervation ako ng tibia at saka lumbar. Yung, sabi ko, minsan, I'm speaking to you now nung na-touch yung topic, kaya ako naging emotional na. There's this big fear. When I turned 60, maganda yung ginawa ko. Nangarap ako eh. Tsaka nangako ako sa mga animals na to na, I will give you a good life. I will give you paradise. Magkakasama. Na, nag-suffer na kayo. Ayokong gumawa nung nakikita kong mga shelter na parang tambakan lang. And it's actually by law, mali na yun eh. But kinokondone. At yun pa yung pinipresent kasi nakakaawa. Mas maraming donations yan sila. And parang, nung nakita ko yun, nung nag-iikot ako ng mga shelter, parang sabi ko, parang mas maganda pa yata, hindi na lang ni-rescue, pinakain na lang natin sa kalye. O kung yung may owner man yan, tulungan na lang natin yung owner ma-provide yung suportahan na lang natin. At least pag dyan sa owner, mas maayos pa siya kasi dalhin natin sa shelter na ganun yung mangyayari sa kanila.
Why does she keep doing this, even when the burden becomes almost too heavy to carry?
It's because I found rescuing dogs, saving lives more fulfilling. I find saving lives more important than winning trophies.
For many years, Mama's Cradle has rehabilitated countless animals, many of them rescued in heartbreaking condition. Today, those same animals bask in the sun with renewed energy and a second chance at a happier life.
Sabi ko, marami kaming cases ng mga lumpo na naglakad. I have lots. Ang daming nakadocument na mga parang before and after, ma'am, sa sanctuary namin na talagang lumpo. May iba ngayon, mga bali na yung buto, pero they can walk kahit yung awkward, pero subsisting na nakakakope, kalagkad o hindi pinutol yung paa. May mga amputees din.
When it comes to animal cruelty, Ms. Karina strongly advocates for the passage of stricter laws and sustained education campaigns to deter would-be abusers from committing such acts.
With regards to cruelty, more laws. Yun nga, mahigpitan natin yung law. Tapos yun nga, sabi ko nga, what I do is, kasi ang daming cases po, ma'am, na hindi umaakyat dahil lack of witnesses. Even POS and Animal Kingdom Fund. Pag walang witness, walang kaso. Yung owner natakot o na-threaten. So what do? I have this post and sabi ko, this is one way of making people, you may not be able to file a case, pero instill education and fear. At saka matatakot na silang gumawa ulit. If you will notice some of my videos na ng mga cruelty cases na punta akong barangay, kasama ang barangay, kasama ko pulis. Pati sa police, nag-educate tayo. Do you know the law? Ganyan. Pati niyo ako escortan. This is a violation of a national law. This is an RA. This is not an ordinance. Ang police kailangan kumilos if it is a violation of a national law.
One thing is certain at Mama's Cradle. Ms. Karina is deeply hands-on in rescuing, feeding, and rehabilitating the animals in her care. She devotes more time tending to her rescues than crafting what she calls hyped-up stories on social media to gain sympathy or donations. Despite pouring her own fortune into this advocacy, some people on social media bash her, including fellow rescuers who may have taken offense at her exposés, revealing the darker realities behind animal welfare.
Yung mga nagbabash, yung mga naninira, kasi ang daming siraan, ma'am, nakakaloka. Kasi sabi ko, I'm working alone. Kaya I avoid na ngayong marami kasi nga naguguluhan ako. Nagiging less efficient because of too much negativity, ang daming sinong bida sa aksyon. Nakakapagod. Kaya sabi ko, I do it alone. Kaya sabi ko, ay, ikaw pala yung ganyan ginawa. A lot of things are not posted in social media. Na parang nakalimutan ko na o parang no time. Mas importante sa akin i-post ko yung tungkol sa aso o pusa.
What sets Miss Karina apart isn't just her compassion, it's how far she'll go for it. For years, she ran her shelter using her own income. Her fortune is gone, but her resolve remains. She now takes on jobs like interior design just to keep her rescues alive and well. Yes, she needs help from followers now that her fortune has been depleted from helping not just animals, but also people in need. Yet, she gets negativity on social media even from fellow rescuers who may have taken offense on her exposés. Her advocacy drains her, but it also gives her life meaning and purpose.
Di baling sa bundok na ako nakatira, na kahit na dati, Diyos ko, ang balat ko, napakakinis, okay na ako. I'm okay with melasma, I'm okay with everything. Basta ma-provide ko lang yung kailangan nila. Yun lang. Pag turn ng 60, parang andyan yung realization na I have to prepare. Na I need people na may puso para sa ganito. In their own little ways, mapagpatuloy ang Mama's Cradle.
her message of compassion.
I always say this in social media, then I make this post na parang to encourage people, kahit mga ordinaryong tao lang, that you do not have to be a rescuer or a seasoned rescuer or build a sanctuary or a shelter. We can all be heroes by just doing something small. Feed the stray, yung sobrang food nyo dyan, kasi itapon mo, you put it outside, create feeding stations sa labas ng bahay mo for cats and dogs. Just give water during the summertime pag mainit ang araw, and then you become a hero because you save a life.
Giving up your fortune, time, and health for animals is already a selfless act. But what's truly disheartening is when fellow advocates tear each other down. It doesn't just hurt people, it hurts the animals and the very advocacy they fight for. Many rescuers are already overwhelmed, burdened by vet bills, compassion fatigue, and online hate. The least we can do is be kind, discern who truly cares. Support real animal welfare advocates, those who are in it not for praise or profit, but for the voiceless. I'm Rochelle Rubio, and this is The Advocates. Till next Friday on 104.3 The Capital.
This is where the voices of the voiceless are heard. The Advocates, Empowering Voices, hosted by Rochelle Rubio on 104.3 The Capital.